Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host, Charles Glidden.
Coming up next, we're live at the Credit Union celebrating their 50th anniversary. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990. 949-8037 or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. And today's a special day. We're down here on Huldah Avenue at the Credit Union headquarters. The Cayman Islands Civil Service Association Cooperative Credit Union celebrating their 50th anniversary, and we're here to help them. And we're going to start things off with a welcome from CEO Ms. Patricia Estwick.
Again, warm welcome to you, and thank you for joining us today in our humble abode to take a few moments to celebrate a very meaningful milestone in our journey. Actually, this Sunday, the 15th of March, marks the official 50th anniversary of the incorporation of our credit union. Reaching this milestone is no small achievement, and it is made even more special because we can share it today with many of you who have been a part of our story along the way. Before we proceed further, I would like to acknowledge our distinguished guest and establish protocol for today's proceedings so that it doesn't have to be repeated by each. We are honored to have with us those connected to the earliest foundation of our credit union, our founders. And with us today is Mr. Lemuel Hurlston and Mr. Colford Scott. Welcome. We also acknowledge the first 50 members of the credit union whose commitment helped establish the cooperative spirit that continues to guide us today, including the following who are here today. I see Ms. Janadel Miles, I see Ms. Joanne Watler, and I see, oh, where's the gentleman from Customs? Mr. Danny, yes, okay. And thank you for joining us. We also, the representatives of the Cayman Islands Civil Service Association, Miss Clara Smith, is she here? Okay, all right. We also have the Honorable Franz Manderson, the Deputy Governor. We have the directors and committee members of the credit union. Among them is our chair, Mr. Ryan Raj Kumar Singh. We have Director Rosworth McLaughlin. We have Director Paul Tibbetts. We have Who else we have? We have committee members, chair of the credit committee, Ms. Keisha. We have supervisory committee, Ms. Camille. Got everybody. And we have credit committee, Mark. Okay. Welcome. Now we have some past chairs of the board of the credit union. We have Mr. Franz Manderson, Mr. J. Carlin Poweray, Mr. James Watler, Mr. Michael Nixon. Yes, didn't miss anyone. Okay, good. And of course, we have some of our key stakeholders who keep us straight. We have Mrs. Scotland, the CEO of the Monetary Authority. We have Mrs. Jefferson Bulgen, Cindy, the Registrar General of the General Registry. We have, I don't know if we have the representative. No, I don't see her. Okay. Of course, we have our valued members and our dedicated staff. Thank you. Okay. Before we move into the formal program, just a few housekeeping notes. When we're completed here, when you enter the lobby to the left, as if you're going into the main banking hall, we invite you, if you haven't already, to take a moment to look at the wall, which has some historical milestones on it. You also see the QR code on the back of the program. If you scan that, you'll see the 50 members, first 50 first members. We'll also have it displayed in the TVs when we go inside the banking hall. We are also pleased to have Radio Cayman with us on site, and we welcome you to share our reflections. I think Compass Media is supposed to come as well. We have light refreshments are available in the loan lobby, which will be when you enter to the right, up the stairs. But you all know that because you all are members. I now will formally open the program, asking Brother James to come up. But I wanted to say a few words about our credit union prayer. No, something went wrong there. Our credit union prayer. This embodies the philosophy and history of the credit union movement, specifically the work of German, in the 1850s, the credit union movement began. Mr. Rafferson, he created the credit union movement in Germany as a response to famine and extreme poverty. He established credit societies to help farmers and villagers break free from usurious moneylenders. We have some too, 30% for the loan charge. Anyway, the history of this prayer and the movement it represents is rooted in cooperative self-help, common bond, profit sharing among members, and volunteer management, creating a humanitarian approach to finance. Mr. James Watler. Please, whoever is speaking, just follow follow the agenda.
Good afternoon, everyone. I will be short and sweet, few words, and then we shall give God thanks. Few words are to our courageous servant. In 1975, 6 gentlemen and 1 lady made a bold and faithful decision. They each pledged $5 every time they met, determined to establish a credit union that would support civil servants and their families. For just $35, they planted a seed that would transform lives for generations. And we are the part of that generations now. That these 6+ lady planted with God's help. We owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to these 7 founding parents and to Mrs. Cicely De La Pina, whose knowledge of credit union principles provided guidance and direction in those early days. Their faith, commitment, and foresight laid the foundation for what we are celebrating today. They believed that ordinary people working together could create something extraordinary, and they were right. Shall we stand for prayer? Heavenly Father, we stand before you this afternoon with thanks. Thanks in our hearts, Lord. Thanks for the 7 founding parents who had a burning vision for civil servants. Civil servants, Lord, as you know, but some of us may not know here, were not able to access finances from the financial institutions out there. It was very difficult for them to. If they wanted to buy a car or to do something with funds to improve on their house, it was not there. But Lord, these 7 persons banded together in finding self-help for these civil servants who made what I call meager salaries and were not able to afford a lot of the things that they needed for the families to enjoy. We thank you, Lord, for that seed that was planted in these 7. Some, Lord, have gone on to be with you, and the rest are here. There are 5 who remain. We give you thanks for their commitment, their dedication, and Lord, we thank you for the many persons who have been blessed by this credit union. We ask that you would continue to bless and flourish the credit union as it continues to spread its wings and help others out there in the community. Lord, you are an excellent, wonderful God. And to you, we give honor, we give glory, we give thanks. Thank you, Lord, for our staff, Lord, who work so hard to ensure that when members come, that they're entertained and they get on with their business. We thank you for the health and strength that you give them. We thank you, Lord, for the CEO and her management team. Continue, Lord, to grant them with wisdom, with knowledge, and with understanding. So, Lord, that this organization can continue to do the work that it was intended to do. We give you thanks again, Lord, for all your blessings. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Now, if you turn your programs over from the agenda part, we shall now recite the prayer that my dear young and beautiful sister, Patricia Elswick, spoke about. Shall we pray? Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there's hatred, let me sow love. Where there's injury, pardon. Where there's doubt, faith. Where there's despair, hope. Where there's darkness, light. And where there's sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Open our deliberations and grant that whatever we say or do, your blessings and blessings through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen. Thank you. You may be seated.
Next, we will be hearing remarks from the chair of the board of directors, Ryan Raj.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having a good time. I want to thank you all. Protocol being said, I just want to welcome our Premier. Thank you for joining us, Premier. Good afternoon, everyone. It is truly a pleasure to see some of our members, colleagues, partners, and friends. But what's special to me really is to actually see some of our founding members still here, sitting with us today, 50 years later. It is extremely rare that an organization 50 years old can actually have persons in their audience that have been there from day one. So I just want to give a round of applause for our founding members who are here. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I would like to thank you for joining us in this celebration. Anniversaries like this are important moments. They give us an opportunity not just to celebrate how far we have come, but also reflect on the values and vision that brought us here. 50 years ago, in 1976, 7 committed civil servants came together under the Cayman Islands Civil Service Association with just $35 and a simple but powerful idea that by pooling their resources and supporting one another, they could build financial strength together. From that small beginnings, the Cayman Islands Civil Service Association Cooperative Credit Union was born. In those early years, the progress of the cooperative movement in the Cayman Islands was even highlighted in the pages of the Cayman Nor'Wester. And I've just learned earlier who is actually the editor of the Cayman Nor'Wester, Mr. Seals, which I had no idea. One of our learned gentlemen in back there told me about that. Those stories reflected a growing belief that working people acting collectively could create meaningful financial opportunities for themselves and their families. That belief remains the foundation of our credit union today. Today, we serve more than 21,000 members with assets exceeding $700 million, a remarkable achievement that reflects decades of trust, careful stewardship, and a strong community support. But the real story of the credit union has never just been about numbers. From the beginning, the credit union was created to provide an affordable and responsible financial alternative for our community. Even today, more than half of our members earn less than $5,000 per month, and nearly 3/4 earn less than $7,500. So for many of our members, the credit union represents something very important: access, opportunity, and financial support when it matters most. Over the 50 years, that mission has translated into real impact. Members have been able to purchase homes, pursue education, start businesses, and navigate life's financial challenges with the support of the credit union. Through prudent management and responsible lending, we have also been able to return value directly to our members through our dividends and our patronage funds, ensuring that the success of credit union benefits the people who own it. Equally important has been our commitment to financial literacy and empowerment. Providing financial services is only part of the journey. Helping members build knowledge and confidence to make sound financial decisions and build wealth over time is just as important. As chair of the board, I am also proud of the progress made in strengthening the governance, oversight, and long-term resilience of the credit union. Over the years, the board has worked closely with management to enhance governance structures, strengthen internal controls, and ensure compliance with evolving regulatory standards. At the same time, the organization has embraced modern systems, automation, improving efficiency, and enhancing the service our members experience. These efforts ensure the credit union remains strong, responsible, and well-positioned for the future. Anniversaries such as this also gives us an opportunity to recognize the many people who made this journey possible. We honor the founders, the early pioneers whose vision laid the foundation for this institution. We recognize that the past and present board members who have served with dedication and integrity over time. We also thank the management team and staff whose daily work ensures that the credit union operates with professionalism and care. And most importantly, we thank our members whose trust and participation have allowed the credit union to grow and thrive over 50 years. In the Cayman Islands, we often have a saying, when something lasts for 50 years, it means we have been doing something right. And the success of the credit union is a testament to the power of cooperation, responsibility, and community trust. As we celebrate this golden anniversary, we are reminded that the true strength of the credit union has never been solely defined by the financial performance. Its strength lies in the community it serves and the opportunity it creates for its members. The next 50 years will certainly bring new opportunities, new technologies, and new challenges, but the principles that are guided our founders remain timeless. Prudent stewardship, responsible lending, financial empowerment, and above all, members helping members. With those principles as our foundation, I am confident that the Cayman Islands Civil Service Association Credit Union will continue to grow and strengthen our community for generations to come. Thank you for being part of this journey, and thank you for celebrating 50 years of cooperative success with us. Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome Mr. Hurlson to the stage.
We're going to hear now from one of those people who put down $5 to start this great institution.
Good afternoon. It is my honor to say a few words to you today on this historic occasion on behalf of the founding members of this small financial institution. 50 years ago, the institution was founded, as you perhaps have heard several times now, it was founded on where there was a need, an economic need within the Cayman Islands. The islands suffering an economic recession which started in 1975. And it is amazing the transformation and growth that we have experienced in the last 50 years. Shortly after we were registered, we applied for and were granted associate member status within our regional body, the Caribbean Confederation of Credit Unions. And I believe that we have attended and participated in most, if not all, of the meetings and the conventions of that regional body. I recall very well attending my first convention in St. Lucia in 1977, perhaps before some of you were born. But we've attended just about every meeting that there was to attend. And the Caribbean Confederation, of course, is part of a larger institution called the World Council of Credit Unions, with offices in Madison, Wisconsin, and Washington, D.C. We started it with a motto of not for profit, not for charity, but for service. And I believe that the institution has lived up to that promise and to that motto. It is amazing how you can have a vision for something, but you're not quite sure how big the vision is going to be. And that was what happened in 1976. We had a vision, but we just didn't know how big it was going to be. Through the expansion of the common bond over the years, we have gradually now expanded it so that 20% of the Cayman Islands population are now members of this credit union. And internationally, globally, I just printed some statistics off of the World Council website this morning. Spanning 101 countries, we now have 67,137 credit unions, serving 412 million members, with $3.8 trillion, that's with a T, trillion dollars in assets, and that is 11.2% of the global population. It is said that there's a price to be paid for pioneering. Whoever pioneers anything has to pay a price for that pioneering, be it in telecommunications, be it in media, be it in air transport, whatever it is, there's a price for pioneering. We have paid that price, and we're now seeing the fruits of that initial investment. I always tell the story about Mr. Louis Moncrief and I. We were at the table on the evening that we each put $5 down, and one of us was short of the $5, and we couldn't remember which one it was. So for years afterwards, we kept teasing each other, saying, "You owe me $5," and I said, "No, you owe me $5." So we had a standing commentary about that $5. Another distinguishing characteristic of the movement that we belong to is that we have a non-profit insurance company called CUNA Mutual Insurance. And CUNA Mutual Insurance offers credit unions on a non-profit basis coverage for loans as well as coverage for savings. And this is one of the unique features that distinguishes credit unions from other financial institutions. The credit union pays the premium for that insurance protection, and in turn, at the end of each year, when the audit is completed, whatever profits are left on the books, CUNA Mutual sends a check back to the credit unions as a refund of that unused portion of the premium. And so that's another distinguishing characteristic. You've also heard that we owe a debt of gratitude to all the volunteers who over the years have helped this institution to grow. Volunteers, whether it be at the board, the credit supervisory committee level, or any other ad hoc committee that may have been established. Those volunteers have worked diligently and voluntarily, we have to underscore. And then in addition to the volunteers, of course, we have, over the years, initially, I was appointed as the first treasurer. So I used to keep the books manually. There was no computer software program to keep the books with. So I kept the books physically and manually. And then I think Miss Una Bush was our first general manager, office manager. We hired her on a part-time basis. And then we had Mr. Lloyd Armstrong and Mr. Ned Solomon, who came along as part-time managers. But then we started to get into professional management development issues. We've now grown. I believe our staff is about 95 now. And that is a tremendous growth over the 50-year period. So we not only have to say thank you to the volunteers, but we have to say thank you to the management and staff over the years, present and past. And we say happy 50th anniversary, 50th being a half of a century, a significant historical milestone. And so on behalf of the founders, let me thank you for the opportunity of sharing in this celebration today, and may God continue to bless us all.
We hear next from the Deputy Governor.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here. Premier, thank you very much for joining us. Acting Minister Panton, thank you so much for being here as well. I in my head of the civil service capacity, not as Deputy Governor, but as head of the civil service, because the credit union, as you heard, was established to help civil servants who do not earn as much as the private sector to be able to save and to realize their dreams. And the question is, has that happened? Has credit union made a difference? So that original 7 members, the brave 7, the visionary 7, is now 4,302. Yes, so 4,302 civil servants are now part of the credit union. That $35 is now 106 million. I think that says a lot for what the credit union has been able to achieve. The credit union sort of motto is members helping members, and that's so very important. But 97% of the staff is Caymanian, so we can say that it's Caymanian helping Caymanians. That is another great achievement. I want to sincerely thank the CEO and her team for building a very strong relationship with the civil service. It has never been better. I talk to Ms. Eswick regularly. She's a great sponsor of my 5K. Thank you very much. A gold sponsor. If you haven't registered, I put in a little plug for that. Please do come out on the 29th of March for the DG's 5K, my last one. But I want to just tell two personal stories, or 2 stories that I'm aware of. One long time ago and one more recent. In January, I met with a civil servant who told me, DG, thank you for the 5% raise that we got last year, but sir, I can't breathe. My debts are piling up. My bills are piling up. I don't know what to do. And I said, Mom, are you a member of the credit union? And she said, yes, but I don't really save a lot there. Actually, I can't hardly save anything there. And I said, Mom, go and speak to the team at credit union. And I'm sure they can work with you to find a way to solve some of your issues. I didn't call in about a credit union. I didn't ask for any favors. I just sent that lady to credit union. 2 weeks ago, I saw that lady again. And I said, Mom, how are you? And she said, DG, I can breathe now. Remember when I came to you, I told you that I couldn't breathe? I can breathe now. The team at Credit Union turned my life around by their care and the way in which they dealt with me. Ms. Eswick, you and your team is doing some amazing work. Thanks to every one of you who work at the credit union. You're not just helping people, you're actually changing lives. So we all thank you very much. And the other story is about me. I found my first government contract. As you all know, I'm retiring, so pension says, DG, where's your first contract? Well, I couldn't find it. But anyway, we found my second contract. And I was being paid $5,000 a year. Back in 1981, $400 a month. Big money back then, trust me. A pot in a drink, $1, all right? But at age 25, I was able to build my house. And the reason that I was able to build my house, starting with $400 a month, was because my mama told me, Fran, you better join the credit union. And I was able to save enough money to have a sizable down payment to build my house. That is what credit union is all about. It's not just an institution. It is about members helping members. And I can say without reservation, on behalf of the entire civil service, Ms. Eswick, Team Credit Union, thank you so much for all that you do to make people's lives better. You have made a difference in our community. I don't think our founding members could have dreamed that they were going to create something that they have done that was going to make such a difference in our community. And I'm so proud that we have a Caymanian CEO and her team. They do a tremendous job. Congratulations on 50 years, and here's to another 50 years. Thank you.
And we now hear from the Premier, the Honorable Andre Ebanks.
Good afternoon. Happy 50th Credit Union. When the invitation came in, I was actually on my sofa at home. Oh, another one. I was actually on my sofa at home on a weekend planning my wife and I's 15th anniversary, which is this year. And I started to look up what the different symbols are for each one, silver, gold, and so forth. So 15 is crystal. So I won't bore you with what my gift's going to be with for her, but it's going to be wrapped around crystal. But as I was looking to plug this into my calendar, I was like, all right, so 50th is gold. And what that tells me is that normally gold signifies safety, longevity, value. All of those things are what I think the credit union has actually brought to the Cayman Islands for its members. So congratulations on meeting that remarkable standard of 50 years. Because in that time, as the DG has said, first homes have been built. People have sent off students to university. Small businesses may not be so small anymore, might have grown from it. So as you look around at how blessed we are in the Cayman Islands, that registrar turned 60, law firms have turned 50, banks have turned 50. What the credit union has done is given an aspect of civil service a taste of the success that's coming to the rest of the country. So thank you for the ingenuity to actually, and the courage to have started it, and for the management and the leadership from the board to take it from strength to strength. My only question now to the credit union will be, what does the next 50 years look like? Will you take a turn into maybe more mobile banking, more digital assets, more ways in which to connect with the community and make programs even more accessible? And maybe I will end up with a jacket because I'm not actually a credit union member. As some of you may know, I'm married to a government CFO. She controls all the bank accounts, so I don't really need to actually touch it. So she is a credit union member and has everything tied up. But I wonder whether or not, even just as a symbol of public service, I should open up a sub-account and get one of them pretty jackets. So congratulations, credit union, for making it to 50 years. And my prayer is that you make another 50. God bless. Congratulations to management and the board and all members.
And we're here at the credit union, broadcasting live from the credit union headquarters. It's coming up on news
Okay,
time.
thank you so much. We're going to go inside. As I said, to the left is a wall of some significant achievements. And then to the right are the refreshments up in the loans lobby. Please, we have lots of cake. You have to eat it. Otherwise, otherwise we'll eat it. Thank you.
And this is an opportune time for us to break and see what's making headlines.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
I'm April Cummings with your headlines. Watering Place Seaside Park will be closed to the public this weekend to accommodate a private function. The closure runs from 6 o'clock tonight until midnight on Saturday, the 14th of March. Residents are asked to plan ahead and choose alternate locations during this time. If you need additional information, contact the District Commissioner's office at the Department of District Administration. The number is 948-2222. In international headlines, U.S. job openings rose to nearly 7 million in January. That is better than expected at a time when the American labor market has looked sluggish. The 6.95 million job postings in January were up from 6.55 million in December, the U.S. Labor Department reported today. That was higher than economists had forecast. Layoffs fell slightly, and the number of Americans quitting their jobs, a sign of confidence in their prospects, slipped modestly. 2 long-lost 1960s episodes of Doctor Who have been discovered in the collection of a deceased film enthusiast and restored by BBC archivists, ending decades of mystery about their fate. The black and white episodes, part of the classic William Hartnell era, will be released next month on the BBC's streaming service. The find still leaves 95 episodes missing from the iconic sci-fi series. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter. Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
At At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Cayman, it's time to move. 20% of Cayman's population are not meeting the World Health Organization recommended minimum of 150 minutes of physical activity per week for adults ages 18 to 69. That is just 20 minutes a day. The STEPS 2023 National Health Survey gives us information on the prevalence of risk factors for non-communicable diseases, and movement impacts them all. Your health matters. Let's step into Wellness Cayman. Learn more by logging on to gov.ky/STEPS.
What matters most to you right now? The cost of living, housing, jobs, healthcare, safety? The Cayman Islands government has set 7 national priorities for 2026 to 2028, focused on areas that affect daily life, from preparing Caymanians for opportunity, to improving quality of life and social stability, to strengthening Cayman's long-term resilience. Learn more about the 7 broad outcomes at gov.ky/priorities. 7 priorities, 1 Cayman.
Let's hear it for your Wildcat cheerleaders.
Aunt Angie, weren't you a cheerleader?
The best in the Western Hemisphere, until I attempted that switch kick, double twist roundhouse.
Huh?
Exactly. I must have been in the air for 20 seconds before I fell into that snare drum. I set a world record, though, and thankfully I could trust the CG Medical Portal with my claims. All 37 of them.
The CG Medical Portal. Safe and secure. CG Brit-K. Good like that.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
K-Fest 2026 is in full swing, celebrating poetry, film, dance, concerts, visual arts, and so much more. Follow Cayman Culture Socials to see it all. It all culminates on Saturday, March 21st with Red Sky at Night, happening at the Harkwell Theatre grounds, featuring local art, crafts, live music, dance, storytelling, interactive activities, and more. It's an event for the whole family. Pre-sale tickets are just $10 adults and $5 for children. Visit ticketsplus.ky to secure yours today. Red Sky at Night, the grand finale at K-Fest 2026.
Sponsored by Ministry of Culture, Camana Bay, Coca-Cola, Webster's Tours, What's On, and Radio Cayman.
The Consumer Price Index Rental Survey conducted by the Economics and Statistics Office is now underway. The survey aims to collect data from residents of the Cayman Islands who are renting properties. The ESO invites participation in the Consumer Price Index Housing Rental Survey, which the ESO will conduct in February, May, August, and November each year. The CPI survey helps to calculate the inflation rate or the changes in the cost of living in the Cayman Islands. Trained ESO staff with ESO ID cards will administer the survey. The individual information is confidential in accordance with the Statistics Act. No individual data will be published or disclosed. Survey data are exempt from Freedom of Information requests. For more details, please call the ESO hotline at 516-3329 or directly at 244-4602.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands.
Born September 25th, 1947 at Watering Place, Cayman Brac, Royce Adolphus Dilbert was the firstborn son of Hallen and Grace Dilbert, née Tibbets. Like many of the men of his time, he spent many years at sea. During his breaks from sea life, Mr. Dilbert employed his diverse skill sets. He worked at Alfred Scott's block factory as a mechanic with Eston Scott, and his uncle Bergman Dilbert performed dynamite blasting in Cayman Brac with the late Reverend Lee King, as well as worked at MRCU in Grand Cayman. He was also an entrepreneur selling fruits, cars, and tires, and painted and repaired vehicles. His mechanical skills proved immeasurable when in 1979, working in the Campeche Bank oil field, Mexico, his ship was chartered by Halliburton to supply material to cap the exploratory well which blew out in Mexico's Bay of Campeche. In 1981, he retired from sea and took employment with the Cayman Brac Power and Light Company as chief engineer, where he remained until his retirement in December of 2018.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Celebrating 50 years of broadcasting in the Cayman Islands, this is Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And Talk to You is coming to you live from the Credit Union headquarters on Huldah Avenue. We're here helping the Credit Union celebrate their 50th anniversary. And if you've been listening, you heard during the speeches that went before this that the credit union was started by 7 civil servants who had the vision to come together to form this. And they put down $5 each, or at least 6 out of the 7 put down 7. But yes, each of them put down $5 and started the credit union. And I have the pleasure of having 3 of those founding members standing right here with me today. With me is, of course, Lemuel Hurlston, Gilbert McLean, and Colford Scott, 3 gentlemen who not only started this institution, but they have played major roles in the civil service in their careers. And gentlemen, let me first ask you, when you put down your $5 to start this, did you in any way imagine that it would turn into the financial institution that it is today? Mr. Hurlston.
I don't think anyone knew the extent to which it was going to grow. Mrs. De La Pena did advise us, however, that we should set it up in such a way that growth would become more natural. And she did say that if we didn't set it up that way, we would regret it. And she was basing that on the principle of what had gone before. Back in the early 1960s, the Catholic congregations, the Catholic Church in the Cayman Islands, attempted to set up a credit union and actually succeeded in getting one set up, but it failed. And so we come in on the heels of that failure. Mrs. De La Pena said to us, don't take any chance, make sure that you set this one up in such a way that it can never fail. And that's the way we set this one up.
Mr. McLean, what were your thoughts at the time?
Well, looking back, Charles, at when we started that, we were, first of all, the Civil Service Association, where we had banded together to look after our best interest as best that we could. And I well recall the evening in the town hall on the west side of it with Honorable Sybil McLaughlin was the secretary, and we had been meeting for some time then and talking about it under the guidance of Cicely De La Pena, and we decided, well, we've talked enough now, why not put some money into it? And as you said earlier, $5 each, $700 million institution that it is now grew from $35. And of course, the fact that we were able to entice other civil servants, and as time went along, other civil servants realized how important it was and what it was doing for us. In 1976, life was tough in these Cayman Islands. You know, it's not like now where persons get lost in believing, oh, all of this stuff that we have now was always here. It came through blood, sweat, and tears in a lot of ways. And it was the fact that a small group of us, 7 of us, had some vision. Well, look, you know, maybe we better really get together and try to do something that could improve our lot, because civil servants were some of the most poorly paid people in the Cayman Islands at that time, and enhancing our income was one of those areas. So that's how it happened. Hard times motivated us. So look to create some better times, I think.
Mr. Scott, what were your thoughts at the time as to where the credit union would be going?
Charles, I believe that the credit union could grow. Certainly the governance rules were such that they were strong. It was built on a good foundation. But to say that I believed it would have grown to this size, if I was under oath to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, if I told you I could see that it was going to grow to this size, I would have told you more than the truth.
Where was the first meeting? Where did you all get together to talk this out?
As Gilbert said, this particular meeting was held in the town hall, but we then subsequently had meetings at the Public Works Department. That's where the study club used to meet on a Wednesday night, if I remember correctly. And we met every week for 7 months. And then it was time to get it registered. When we registered it, we had 36 members and $1,139 in the bank. And so that was how we had to try and convince other civil servants to join us so that fund could grow. Because back in those early days, any expenditure that were incurred, we had to take it out of our own pockets, because the institution had no income, it had no surplus. And so we had to fund the initial expenses out of our pocket. And we didn't want to put too much pressure on the institution as it was early and growing. So when we went off to meetings like conventions and that sort of thing, we would fund that out of our own pockets, just to add a little bit of strength to the growth. Mm-hmm.
So what was the situation in 75, 76? I mean, if someone was working for the government, you just, oh, they got a good job. It's, you know, they're going to be there. It's they're not going to be gone in 6 months. The banks were not loaning to civil servants?
No, some of the civil servants were some of the last people to be able to get a loan, but because we simply didn't have the income. And the situation was really harsh. The government at that time, what enticed people to the civil service was the fact that we were offered free health insurance. And whenever we complained about the salaries and it should be more and so on, it was always pointed out to us, well, you know, you'll get pension. And of course, you know, pension comes when you get old, and you're getting health care. So that was an enticement there, but that was pretty much it. Otherwise, it was a struggle. Every penny that you earned was, and you had to spend, you were digging into what you might not have a savings at that particular time. But you know, as Lem was saying about the study club, I remember, I think it's like where the new admin building is now, or just a little east of the glass house. There was a building there which was the education department. And that we moved there in the evenings on the Wednesdays when we would have these meetings. And Charles, many's the time I remember we were there till like 11:30 and 12 o'clock in the night. And you hear about discussion or argument, and out of that can come progress, and you can arrive at decisions. That's how it was. It wasn't that everybody just agreed with everything. We battled each other sometimes. No, we shouldn't do this. Yeah, we should do this. We should do the next thing. But out of it all, in those occasions, we came up with making the right decisions right on until it grew and into the entity that it is now, with all the benefits of advice and going on Google and learning this and so on. It was just us and our perception and what we knew, each of us, in our individual professional capacities.
What was the study club?
That was learning about the credit union. I think Lem can enhance more on that.
The study the study club was the opportunity afforded to us as a group to meet once a week, to save a little bit of money, and to also look at the constitutional structure of the organization, looking at the rules and the standards and the criteria for lending, the criteria for saving. And so the study club was like the feasibility study. The feasibility study was carried out by the study club, and once we got enough information that we felt confident to have it registered as a credit union, we then applied for registration and got it approved in March of 1976.
Let me ask you all to reflect a little bit here. This afternoon, we've heard speakers talking about the credit union, not just lending money, but changing lives. You know, how do you feel that you were part of that, and you know, you had the vision that make that first step, and now people are talking about what you did as having changed lives in Cayman?
Well, Chalo, I was into infrastructure, and you will recall that we had just surfaced the airport, so we were now getting jets flying in here. The Port Authority had been formed, and we were getting containerized cargo. So we had moved from slings to roll-on, roll-off ships, lift-on, lift-off. The Caribbean Utilities had been started in 1966, so electricity was expanding beyond Crew Road and into the eastern districts. So we were getting electricity into houses. It was around 75 that we started resurfacing the roads from Boddentown to West Bay. So out on South Church Street by the Paradise Restaurant, Sam the fisherman had put up a sign called Pothole Avenue. The roads were so bad. So we were resurfacing with hot mixed asphalt the roads from Boddentown Police Station through Georgetown to the West Bay Town Hall. And we had a spray and chip program going. It was just after that Richard and Dumbleton International started the water study, and the Water Authority was formed. So there was a number of infrastructural projects happening right at that same time. So it was it was timely for the civil servants to start a credit union and to be able to get their feet in the door, if you will, to the development that was beginning to take place. And we are happy that we were a small part of that. We could not have seen that it would have grown to this size. But the foundation of the credit union was so secure that, we're all here today to witness what it has grown to, and that it has been stable and steady throughout the years. And we are happy that it has helped a number of our co-workers and friends.
So people's lives were being changed because of this. How do you feel about it?
I feel real good about it when I see people and I hear of people nowadays who they have their money with the credit union and they've gotten a loan for a business or to be it small or whatever, or in real need of immediate money, that they can come to the credit union and get assistance there. That was the whole idea. Both my colleagues here know that at one time, what was it called now, where we didn't have to offer collateral? It was called...
it was a within share loan.
Within share loan. It was called a character loan because we were people then who of a different time, a different era, and we had certain standards then. I mean, people weren't skipping out on paying this or that or the stuff that you hear happening now. We took it seriously, and it happened because of that. You know, if we didn't do that, it could have gone otherwise. And you know what comes to mind is, we're chatting here, Charles, is that nowadays I find someone gets in a position and all of a sudden they know everything about everything. That didn't happen with us. We took our time to learn. Each of us was qualified in our own profession or way, but we wouldn't have known had we not actually listened and learned from Cicely de la Pena. We didn't know, but we were prepared to learn, and because we learned, took our time, we were able to arrive where we were at when we first actually started it.
You must feel good about hearing the stories of lives being changed.
Oh yes, I'm very elated about that. We had a philosophy that loans were made for provident or productive purposes, and credit unions were generally known to be consumer credit facilities. So short-term lending was our bread and butter. But as the organization has now grown and more resources have become available, we've now been able to go into mortgages and longer-term lending. In addition to that, we're doing scholarships for young Caymanians to get university education. And that in itself is a way of changing lives. My own daughter got funding from the credit union when she was going off to university. So I think within our individual families, we have several examples that we can quote of how lives have been impacted, if not changed, impacted for the better because of the credit union.
Tell us a little bit more about the role that Cicely de la Pena played in building the foundation of this credit union.
Cicely de la Pena was the secretary to Father John Peter Sullivan, who was a Catholic priest who was credited with being the pioneer that brought the credit union movement to the Caribbean. He was a priest assigned to the Catholic congregation in Jamaica. And Cicely de la Pena had worked with him for 20-odd years as his secretary. And so she learned from him, who was the architect of the Caribbean credit union movement, and she brought that knowledge to Cayman, and she gave it to us openly and freely. And she just simply said, don't let this one fail, because the previous attempt to establish a credit union had failed. And she said, please, whatever you do, don't make this one fail.
50 years have gone by. What do you all see ahead in the future for this institution?
The foundation is strong, the structure is solid, and we're in good hands with the regulatory authorities. And I think we're well placed to continue growing for the next 50 years.
Would you like that?
Yes, I agree with Colford in that, and the fact that the credit union is different than the bank. Every one of us who is a member, we own part of this. We virtually have shares in it. You know, it's ours. And therein lies the difference. And even in the United States, I have read and aware that the government has tried to tax it and various things that they would apply to banks, but they have fought back against it. And I think that going forward, it's obviously well on its way, but we need to ensure that we, credit unionists and the credit union, need to constantly take that position, that posture, and that understanding that we are a different financial institute, unlike the banks, and we are here basically serving our own members. Each of us is a shareholder. We don't have some special group of people who own the shares in a bank and looking for so much profit. We are servicing ourselves.
Well, let's end up, these are 3 of the 7. Who are the other 4?
Mr. George McCarthy, Mrs. Rachel Ebanks, and Mr. Ray Miller.
And that's how it all started.
Living 4. We're the last 4 of the founding members.
So you're the last of the originals then. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me here. I think we have to take a little break. But I see the deputy governor over here. I'm going to try to get him in here after we take our little break.
And congratulations.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Whether you're walking, running, cycling, playing outdoors, doing household chores, or basically any job requiring physical labor is movement. Staying active is known to benefit both physical and mental health and is a key contributor to longevity of life. On Sunday, March 29th, the Cayman Islands government will be launching Move It Cayman, the National Movement Challenge. Your health matters. Let's step into Wellness Cayman. Learn more by logging on to gov.ky/Move It Cayman.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. The ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom. The land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer. The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skin care, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drportercayman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Ready to launch your career in hospitality?
If you're an ambitious young Caymanian, the DART Hospitality Training Program is your opportunity to shine.
This paid 4-month program gives you hands-on experience at world-class properties like Kimpton Seafire, the Ritz-Carlton, Hotel Indigo, Hampton by Hilton, and Bonnie Moon Beach Club.
Plus, DART has partnered with Lynn University to deliver an intensive 2-week hospitality curriculum from an accredited institution.
Gain real-world experience, learn from the industry leaders, and open doors to full-time careers in hospitality.
Applications close April 6, 2026, with programs starting May 2026.
Apply now at dart.ky/hospitality.
What matters most to you right now? The cost of living, housing, jobs, healthcare, safety? The Cayman Islands government has set 7 national priorities for 2026 to 2028, focused on areas that affect daily life, from preparing Caymanians for opportunity, to improving quality of life and social stability, to strengthening Cayman's long-term resilience. Learn more about the 7 broad outcomes at gov.ky/priorities. 7 priorities, 1 Cayman.
happy 50th anniversary Radio Cayman. What an enormous legacy that has been made by Radio Cayman. God bless all of the employees, past and present, that have made Radio Cayman special. So as we celebrate this 50th anniversary, as we celebrate improvements and renovations to Radio Cayman, let's be thankful for the first 50 years, and Lord willing, ingenuity willing, collaboration willing, another 50 for Radio Cayman. Happy anniversary.
K-Fest 2026 is in full swing, celebrating poetry, film, dance, concerts, visual arts, and so much more. Follow Cayman Culture Socials to see it all. It all culminates on Saturday, March 21st with Red Sky at Night, happening at the Harkwell Theatre grounds, featuring local art, crafts, live music, dance, storytelling, interactive activities, and more. It's an event for the whole family. Pre-sale tickets are just $10 adults and $5 for children. Visit ticketsplus.ky to secure yours today. Red Sky at Night, the grand finale at K-Fest 2026.
Sponsored by Ministry of Culture, Kamana Bay, Coca-Cola, Webster's Tours, What's On, and Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we are still down here at the credit union headquarters. And I don't have to give you a weather update today because it's pouring rain in Georgetown, basically just straight out pouring rain, as Gilbert McLean was just saying. This is a good old Georgetown rain we're having here. With me right now is the Deputy Governor, the Honorable Franz Manderson, and you told quite a story there about how the credit union changed your life.
Yes, sir. And as head of the civil service, this is the Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union. I really wanted to be here to acknowledge what the credit union has been able to achieve, to thank the founding 7, but also to thank the CEO and all of the amazing staff here who have worked so hard to make people's lives better. And I told the story of a civil servant who came to me a few months ago, and she said, Deputy Governor, I can't breathe. My bills are piling up. I'm in debt. I thank you and the government for giving us a little 5% raise, and that has helped, but I still feel like I can't breathe. Referred her to the credit union, never called anyone, just said, Mom, go and talk to the people at credit union. And a few months later, I seen her, and her words were, Deputy Governor, I can breathe. The team there were amazing. They helped me, and now I can breathe. And that's really what credit union is about, is members helping members and being able to make people's lives better. I told a story of myself. When I joined the civil service back in 1981, I had a $5,000 a year salary, which I thought I hit the jackpot. But because of, my mother told me, Franz, go in and sign up for credit union and save as much money as you can. As a result of that, at age 25, I was able to get a home for myself and my family. So I started at age 16, and by 25, I was able to have a home because of saving with credit union. So they have really made a difference in so many lives. I said that the Magnificent 7 that I call them that started it, those 7 members, today there are 4,302 civil servants. So that 7 has grown to over 4,000. The $35 that they put in to start the credit union is now $106 million. That's what civil servants have in credit union. So that is a tremendous Cayman success story that we should all be proud of.
Well, I think in anybody's books, in any jurisdiction, that would be an amazing accomplishment.
Absolutely, and we should be proud of the credit union. Everyone who can be a member should join. I continue to save with credit union. Your money is insured. You have an excellent management team here, and you have staff that care. That's the most important thing about an organization. The policies and procedures are good, but you must have staff that care. And every interaction that I've had with credit union, from my days as a clerical officer to today as deputy governor has been excellent.
This is, I believe, the only financial institution in Cayman that you can actually get advice.
It is, and 97% of the staff are Caymanian, which is a great achievement here, and they're friendly, and they are there to help their members. So you can just go in and ask for some advice. I don't know where else you can do that.
Well, Deputy Governor, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to speak to us. And I guess you want to try and dodge the rain to get to your car. And before you leave, we're going to have you back on Talk Today for an extended interview.
Yes, sir. I look forward to attending. My last day in office is the 7th of July, which is my birthday. So I started on my 16th birthday, and I'm leaving.
Be a big party plan.
Yes, big party plan, sir. The governor's going to give me a good send-off. So, yes, I look forward to coming to Radio Cayman and telling my story and the story of our civil service.
Thank you so much. Take care. We'll see you. Well, there are a lot of things going on inside. Let's step inside. And some folks are still in here. Hi, how are you doing? Let me have a word with you on the air. Let me have your names.
It's Rosworth.
Camille.
You work for Credit Union?
We volunteer.
You volunteer? Tell us about that, because a lot of people don't realize that the credit union depends on volunteers to make it what it is. How do you volunteer?
So I volunteer on the supervisory committee, which is the arm that deals with the internal audit and risk management side. So I'm the deputy chair for the supervisory committee.
And I'm a director on the board.
You're a director?
Yes.
That must take a lot of your time.
Yeah, it does quite a bit, but it's for a good cause, helping members, so happy to volunteer.
How do you feel about celebrating 50 years of progress in the credit union?
It is a great feat. It's a huge milestone. I sat in the small ceremony we had here today, and I was reflecting that, the thought of 7 members coming together to just plant a seed. 50 years later, most of them are still alive to see what an investment they made when investment was not even a popular thing then. And the fact that they were sacrificing, not just for personal gain, but for the civil service. At the time, it was just the civil service that had the opportunity to be members. It was melting, it was warm, it was very warm to see what just an idea that moved from an idea to an intentional action has done. It is more than I can say thanks for.
From what you heard out there, were you surprised at what they were saying about what it was like 50 years ago?
No, my mother is one of the first 50 members, so growing up, I heard stories about the credit union, how she volunteered back then too. So not a surprise for me. It's just like Camille said, it's just amazing to see how far the credit union has come from those first 50 members to now over 21,000. So yeah, it's an amazing feat.
So a lot of people think Cayman's always been a boom town, but what we heard out there back 50 years ago, things were not booming at all.
And that's correct. That is totally correct. And that is why it is so important for us to embrace and understand not just what the government of the day is doing, but what companies or organizations like Credit Union that they're doing, so that the next 50 years can be even better. Because I'm sure what we now see as a boom, 50 years later might not be seen as a boom. And so retrospectively, if visionaries don't plan for the next generation, then there's going to be a regression rather than an upward movement.
Well, thank you all for taking a little time to talk to me. And thank you for volunteering and, making this place what it is that helps people.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Find out about all the community happenings from nonprofit, community fundraisers, church events, and more with Radio Cayman's Community Bulletin Board 3 times daily. Don't be the one to miss out on the latest information for events taking place every day on all 3 islands. Radio Cayman's Bulletin Board, brought to you by UCCI. Visit www.ucci.edu.ky. Choose your dream and blaze your trail today. And the Lions Club of Grand Cayman, serving the community for over 5 decades. The community calendar, also brought to you by Baptist Health International, healthcare that cares. Radio Cayman's Community Bulletin Board.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money Transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Crime does not pay. The government's official receiver and the Royal Cayman Islands Police are hosting a public auction of high-end electronics and kitchen appliances. This initiative supports the fight against money laundering by removing the benefit of crime. Join us this Saturday, the 14th of March, from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Lions Center. Every bid makes our community safer. Pre-register now at CaymanAuctions.com.
Hi, this is Gary King from Totally 80s. My special guest this week is Simon Le Bon from Duran Duran. Simon tells us why he's not bothered by critics anymore. I'll also bring you the latest news on the biggest stars of the decade.
This is Totally 80s.
Every Saturday on Breeze 105.3 from 2 to 4. Sponsored by KFC.
Radio Cayman celebrating 50 years of a golden pearly shell broadcast service to the Cayman Islands community. 50 years over 6 decades, enriching the Cayman Islands community with entertainment and content covering inspiration, current affairs, news, CI historical and cultural enrichments, and a wider view of the world around us. Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back to Talk Today, and we are still down here at the Credit Union where they're celebrating their 50th anniversary, and we've seen quite a few people come through here, and right now I'm going to speak with one of the founding members of the credit union, member number 14, as a matter of fact, and I'm talking about none other than Denny Ebanks. Denny, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fairly good, fairly good.
How does it make you feel, you know, you're here celebrating 50 years of the credit union, and you're member number 14. How do you feel about that?
Well, it makes me feel old too, because I'm 50 years older from when I became a member of the credit union. So I don't know what that says, but I'm 50 years old from when it started. I mean, it started, I was 23, so you can figure that out. But it was a good cause, and I think it's more family-oriented and give Caymanians the opportunity to get loans at a lower rate, and you don't have to go through all the bureaucracy. And as a matter of fact, it's the only institution, is financial institution that really Caymanians, because all of the banks is not, they just richer here, but they're not really how the Cayman, they don't have, even the directors of the board, but in Cayman we have all the directors of the board is Caymanian.
Have you personally seen how this institution has changed lives in Cayman?
Pardon?
Have you actually seen how this institution has changed lives in Cayman?
Yes, it changed lives because not only that you as a civil servant, but it's expanded beyond civil service, because if you know somebody who's not even working in the civil service, you can recommend them to be a member, and if you got, and include your family, which is not. So what it does, it gives them a good rate, and it gives them an atmosphere that basically know all the people who work here, and it's really accessible. And you can, what is good about it is the shares, when you go and you have money in the account, and your account, and then you want to borrow, you don't touch the shares, you just borrow, and gradually every month pay it off. So at the end of the paying off, you also have your shares plus the interest.
And the shares is the collateral.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Now when you borrow within shares, yeah.
What would you say to young people about joining the civil service? I mean, the credit union or the civil service?
Well, when I joined the civil service, there was no internet. There was no, when you joined there, I joined with the old government building that got burned down. And you walked in there, me and Michael Dilbert, and it gave us a job right away and walked us out to work. Today you got internet. So when you apply for a job, you go online and you're competing with people from every country in the world. And they have a wider choice. So if I didn't get a job then, it would have been more difficult, even if I was young, because there's so much competition. And the competition is not within the island, but outside the island.
And what would you say to young people about why they should be a member of the credit union?
I think because they're being part of the, it's credit union is a family, and they're being part of a family. And I think what it does is alleviates all the bureaucracy they got to go through when they go to a bank. As a matter of fact, in a bank, if you committed a crime and you're not there anymore, it's very difficult to set up an account. They won't open an account for you. So you can get out of prison, you can go get a job, and most people pays online, but the bank wouldn't give you an account because of your record. But credit union, I think, is different.
So that's another example of helping people.
Yeah, that's another example of helping people. And you feel like you're part of it. Because it was started by Caymanians. None of those banks here were started by Caymanians. And the banks here should develop the policy that fits Cayman. Because they're not the government. When you go to a bank today, it's a policy that they make that get you. It's not the law. And they decide to use the policy of some other country they come from. And that's the problem.
Danny, thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes to talk to me.
Welcome, Charlie. Anytime. Next 50 years.
We'll talk before 50 years.
I don't know where I'll be, but I wouldn't be here.
And let's see who we have here. Can I have a word with you? You're a member? Well, what do you think is great about being a member of the credit union?
To me, it allows you to save, and it is helpful to the members, because it is the motto of the credit union was members helping members, and I think that's the way they've gone.
Has it made a big difference in your life?
Well, in a way, yes. I was into it and I came out and I just joined back. So for a period of time I wasn't in. But I'm glad I joined back.
So, what would you say to young people today that why they should be a member of the credit union?
It's discipline. It gives them discipline to save. They save. And it helps them as well to borrow.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Ma'am, can I have a word with you? I'm sure you're a member of the credit union. What's your name?
Joanne Watler.
Watler. And what do you find so great about the credit union?
Oh, it's been a long journey. I'm a foundation member, number 20. The credit union has helped me through the years. It helps you to borrow. It gives you discipline in saving. And I have no regrets. I'm glad I joined it.
And you would encourage young people to be a member?
Yes, I would encourage all young people to become members and learn to save. My granny used to say, it's not what you make, it's what you save.
So you're member number 20.
Yes.
You must have seen a lot of change. I mean, I just talked to member number 14. You were 19? Oh, wow. we got all the originals around. You're seeing a lot of changes in the credit union. What amazes you the most about it?
It amazes me at what the credit union has done, is doing, and how they have been so successful through the years in getting members upon members. Everybody wants to join the credit union.
Yeah, it's gone beyond the civil service now.
It has. It has.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Yes, things are kind of quieted down here now. I was hoping to get a few members of the executive. I guess that's not going to happen right now. Let me pass on one thing here, though. You have all heard about the 7 members who put down their $5 to get things started, and the credit union is honoring that history through a program they call Power of $5 campaign. And here's what it's all about. They're inviting members to donate $5 or more from your credit union account to a charity, and vote for your favorite local charity. The top 3 charities with the most votes will receive the funding collected from those $5 that people will donate. And together, we can all build something meaningful once again for the Caymanian community, just like they did 50 years ago when they put down their $5. And voting and donations close on September 30th. And if you go to the credit union website, you will see this information there, and you have a button that you can click on, and you can donate your $5 right there online from your account. Well, it's still a rainy afternoon here in Georgetown, down on Huldah Avenue at the credit union headquarters. And things have pretty much concluded here. So we're going to end the show a little early today and go to the news. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.